Today, I'm teaching you guys how to create one of the hottest trends that is all over Etsy right now. If you've taken any look at t-shirts or PNGs that are best selling lately, you have definitely seen this design style. It is the Doodle style postage stamp design, and we are seeing it in every niche. It's been here since the spring, really took off during summer with like the kind of coastal vibes, the fisherman aesthetic, and now we are seeing it continue into fall. So let's take a look at some examples of what's selling really well. So here we see the most perfect Halloween sweatshirt ever using this trend style. So it's a kind of a doodle hand-drawn style, but it is postage stamps that are set up in kind of a grid. And we've been seeing grids for a while. Last year, like the 3x3 grid elements, you saw a lot of coquette bows in it were really big. They're still around a little bit. We still see some best-selling designs, but we're seeing it more like this. This is like the hotter, updated way to do it. So we're seeing this very simple postage stamp style. Notice though, we are seeing coquette bows still right there at the top of it. And then the Halloween elements are just perfect for the upcoming holiday. And this is what designers are buying right now. It's perfect that they put it on a sand-colored Gildan crew neck flat lay mock-up. The fact that the background is just a little bit boho Halloween, it really brings it together. But this design style is just an absolute slay. So let's take a look at how it's doing. Everbee doesn't have a ton of data on it yet, but it's saying it sold 156 times within the last month. Let's take a look at eRank. eRank is saying this sucker has made $2,982 already. Oh my gosh. If that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. But let's take a look at a few others. This is a totally different style, very kind of 70s retro, boho wildflowers, but like in these great colors. I think it's adorable. So notice that all of the lines are very similar in weight and or they're balanced very well. So it's not perfectly symmetrical, but the weight works. The colors are very coordinated. This is also a great mock-up on this flat lay. Let's take a look. So it's in 20 carts. It's a bestseller, and it looks like it's sold 78 times. So in quite a short period of time, it has made, let's see, $1.59 per, oops, my numlock is off. $1.59 times 78 sales is $124 for a simple PNG design. My guess is this was made in Canva. Talk about that more in a minute. Here's another example of where we just got the postage stamp big and proud on the shirt. It is perfect for its niche, but still very much follows this design style. It's on a Comfort Colors flat lay. Those do super well. I love that they chose the pink to speak to, I guess, what looks like Japanese flower cherry blossoms in the background. It's absolutely adorable. This one here, it's selling for a little higher price point, $4.50 in 17 carts. No data yet on Everbee. Well, we know that it is selling well because of the bestseller badge. It must be flying off the shelves. And then here's another example. This is more vintage. It's a little less hand-drawn, but definitely pulling on the wildflower trend. Kind of, it's monochromatic, just one color. This flat lay, first of all, this particular style flat lay just sells so well. And the fact that it's Comfort Colors, which is huge, and the espresso color is one of the hottest trends of this year. So this is a really smart design. I'm sure it was just pulled out of Canva. These frames would definitely be in there. I love that they used the same one and then they just bounce it off with different flowers. So absolutely brilliant. It's in 20 plus carts. It's sold 16 times. So 16 times $2.05. They're saying they've made about $33 so far on it. eRank is saying $160. These guys are never going to agree perfectly. They all have to pull their own data. Here's another great example of a Halloween one. This is very doodle style, very fun. Notice the coquette bows. The doodle postage stamp goes right into the line of the coquette bow, very perfectly orchestrated in the same line weight, in the same color. This one's a really cute element as well. We are seeing the daisies, which pull very 90s, and then the vertical stripes have been really big since the summer. So this is the most perfect design for Halloween. This one's in 17 carts. It's a bestseller. We don't have data on it yet, but no surprise that it's a bestseller. It's flying off the shelves. So let's talk about how we can make designs like this. The postage stamp style, the squiggle, maybe you don't necessarily have the art skills, I don't, to sit down on Procreate or even with a paintbrush or whatever and create it. So we are going to use our tools. And the first one we're going to talk about is Canva. So I am in Canva. I have a 3,000 by 3,000 artboard here, and we are just going to search in the elements and find what we need to piece this together one by one. It's going to take a little longer than some of the other options, but this is the true kind of hand-designed approach that is what Etsy loves. So since most people have Canva, I thought this was a great place to start. So first, we're just going to type in squiggle and see what we can find. It would be great if I spelled it correctly. Squiggle. Okay, and so I could add box, but I just wanted to start here, and lo and behold, this is great. So as soon as I put this on here, and I really, really like it, I'm going to actually rotate it to 90 degrees because I think it'd be cute like that. And then Canva Magic Recommendations suggest all these other squiggle boxes. So I'm going to click See All, and I'm going to have everything I need at my fingertips. This is another great one that would go with it. What you want to pay attention to as you piece these together is the line weight. So for example, this line weight is not perfect to use with that. You could, if you were like we were talking about with this shirt, if you pay attention to the balance of the shirt, but overall one of the biggest design mistakes I see is using the wrong weights of things together. So I'd be playing with these and then others that you can find that are a similar line weight. But this is a great start. I wonder what this would be like. It's not quite there, but it could be used if it was balanced out. Also, we might be able to make it thicker by going to shadows and outline, but it might not work because of the corners. So we can tone this down. I'm going to show you this tool again here in a second. Yeah, so it could work. I don't love it. I really like these two. I would probably too, like, it would be really cute as if I put this on the end. And you could continue to then piece them together based on what you wanted to put in them. You could do like 3 or 4 of these down here, or you could do 3 and like center them. Oops. However, it's going to depend on what kind of elements you want to put into it. So something like that could be really, really cute just using Canva. Something I would like to suggest too is that you add a bow. So I'm going to do a hand-drawn bow. Again, pay attention to the line weight. So for example, this is a really sweet bow and it could work. It's not terrible, but the line weight is kind of off. So it would be more thoughtful if I found something that was the right line weight, like this would be great on like here, especially if I kind of cocked it to the side. So you don't want it to, oh, that's really cute. You don't want it to interfere with what the design is going into the box, but that's really cute and the line weight is on point. Let's take a look here. This is another one. Because we're probably going to make it smaller, the line weight will work well. See that how it matches? So just pay attention to those things as you make your decisions. But this is a way you could add some coquette bows. Let's say that I wanted to make this a Halloween theme, and I'm going to get rid of this one for now. I'm going to go kind of monochromatic. So over here, I'm going to type in hand-drawn Halloween. And again, we need to pay attention to the line weight. So if I keep going, this ghost is adorable. If I wanted to do kind of like a nurse's theme. Now, hopefully the first thing you're saying is that line weight isn't quite thick enough. And I'm so glad you said that. Here's what you can do, because I think this could be really cute and it's like just the right design style. So we're going to go to Edit, and we can go to Shadows, and we can go to Outline. And it will allow us to adjust the thickness. So that's too much, but I can come here and adjust the size or type it in there till I get just the right thing. Now there's more you're going to want to do to zhuzh all this up, but how adorable is that? You could do a whole nurse's theme by grabbing these different ghosts, how cute, like Halloween, nurse's Halloween postage stamp theme. You could play with colors or you can go monochromatic. You could find a really cute, like that Hallamum font. That kind of thing could work so well for this. So this is how you can use Canva and pull things together and take your time. We won't take all the time for it now, but it would need a lot of effort making sure to just fill in the spots. And you want the design to feel balanced. Like notice these other elements in here. So like this bow is on top and it's kind of taking up space in between the white space here. And then you've got this kind of retro vintage font thing, stamp thing happening here. And this as well, kind of like the postage, when they take your letter. So pay attention to adding into the spaces. A lot of times people will use little stars to do that. We don't have any examples here. But here they use little pumpkins and they use little flowers and little bats. So think that through and make sure that it feels balanced. The second tool that we have to create the postage stamp doodle style design is Create a Fabrica. And I have a link down below where you can get 10 downloads from this site completely free. It has millions of graphics and fonts. I get a ton of fonts from here. I get lots of design elements. You can get 10 free, and then it's a super, super low cost monthly membership to be able to use it all the time. And I use it every single day. So if you wanted to use it for the postage stamp design and make your work a little bit easier, what you would do is you'd come to you'd log in first and come to the search and type in postage stamp. And there are literally so many here to choose from. So what you would do is you'd find one that you like. So for example, like let's say we're talking about our Halloween theme, and there's so many here that would be cute for different times of the year. This is really cute for fall, kind of a whimsical, like woodland creature fall vibe. Oh my gosh, how cute are these? Like very, very Palm Beach. So, okay, right here. Look at these Halloween postage stamps. So what you would do is you would click on here. I like to verify the designer a little bit, and you want to make sure they're not doing anything that is breaking IP violations. So I'm going to click View Profile on the designer. Okay, they've got over 95,000 favorites and 4,000 followers. They've got a little check mark by their name. So I know that Canva or that Create a Fabrica has made sure this is a real person, but I'm still responsible for making sure that nothing I use is a trademark violation. This is just a marketplace, so Create a Fabrica isn't watching it as closely as we need to, just like Etsy isn't. But when I take a look here, I don't automatically see, like I'm looking for, am I seeing Disney stuff? Am I seeing smiley faces? Am I seeing stuff that's just pop culture that I know is trademarked? And I'm not at first glance, so I still need to pay attention as I go along, but I know that this designer could be great to use. Also, look at this, guys. Goodness gracious, there's a great one right there. That could be your first download. I'll include this one linked directly because that's just too great. We like the designer and we can follow them so we can see what they do in the future. That's a really great tool, by the way, a little kind of secret. And then if I wanted to use these, I could download them and save them to my computer. And it's going to come all of the little elements are going to come in a zip folder. And so let me just do an example. So I'll save that to my desktop real quick. Okay, so here it is, saved to my desktop as a zip file. I'm just going to right click, extract all, and click extract, and it will pull it out of the zip file and put it into a folder I can actually use right here. Then we can go back to Canva and let's go to a new page, and I can then go into my uploads, click upload files, navigate to that desktop or to that folder. It's going to be right here, and this is where they all are. So I can pull them in to Canva, and then I can start designing and creating exactly what I want. So like, let's say I like this one. That is adorable. And I can kind of just piece them together. That's really cute. I'm actually a little bit less of a fan now that I'm seeing all the words on them, but the aesthetic is like on point. So you see what I can do? I can just piece them together and create whatever that I want. This one is a must use. This is like priority number one. I love like overlapping it just a little bit, and then I could create more on the flanks. I might actually just move to using the ones that don't have any text on them, but some of the text can be cute. The point is, that's how you use it. It's an amazing tool. I love Create a Fabrica. It can save you a ton of time. The third way to create the doodle style postage stamp design is with AI. So I am giving you some of the prompts that I'm going to be using right here. They're going to be down in the show notes for you to grab. And this is what it does. So we're in Ideagram, which is, I think, the most user-friendly, easy AI tool to use. And there's like a home feed, which is all of this where you can see everyone else's designs. There's the creations where you can see your stuff. Canvas is where you can make edits to designs. So if they give you something wonky, you can edit it out. And then Batch is for like a higher paid subscription, and it's where you can have tons of stuff created at once. I use that a lot. I have like another video on how I create clip art using this feature, but it just costs a little more. So if you're just getting started, this will be you don't necessarily need the Batch yet. So here, using the prompt that I have provided down below, we are going to create our own version of that super cute Halloween design that we looked at in the beginning, this one here. So I've created a prompt that will mix it up. We don't want to copy them directly, but that will use the postage stamp style and mix in the Halloween theme. So it is typed in here. I'm going to go ahead and change this. This is how you can decide what shape that you want. And so you can do square, you can do up and down. Up and down would be really cute, kind of wide like this. Let's just see what it does. So I'm going to leave it like that. I haven't tried this yet, so we're trying it together. And then we're going to click generate, and we're going to see what it creates for us. So while we're waiting for that, here are some of the results that I've gotten before. It was on the horizontal design, so I'm excited to see what it does with the more vertical. But like, how adorable are these? They come pretty close. They don't copy that original design, but like, holy moly, how adorable. And then I'm going to show you in a second how you can do something like this back to school theme. When you get a prompt, when you get a prompt that works really well, it's worth so much more than just that creation, because you can take the prompt into like ChatGPT and you can tell it how to tweak it, and you can get so many other results. And so, for example, I've got the back to school example here. I did a nurse exam, like a nurse medical style postage stamp design, and then I did it and I combined nurse and Halloween. Super, super adorable. But here's what it gave us for the up and down design. This is freaking adorable. How perfect is that? So like, all I would have to do now is upscale it and pull it into Canva to remove the background and create the file. Like, it's just magic. So let me show you though too. So let's say, like I said, I'm giving you these prompts. It's worth its weight in gold, and I'm going to copy it and take it over into ChatGPT to show you what else we can do. So let's say I love the postage stamp style, and I want to create something for teachers this Christmas. So I'm going to say, please use this exact prompt, but make it for teachers and Christmas. And then copy in the prompt, and then ChatGPT is going to change out anything that's related to Halloween and, well, in this case, just Halloween. I don't have the nurses stuff, and they're going to make it for teachers and Christmas. Now we're going to copy the prompt, and we're going to take it back over to Ideogram into this prompter. I'm going to paste it and click generate, and let's see what we get. And there we have it. Very holiday themed. You would definitely want to iterate these multiple times. I played with that other prompt earlier, but you could go in and tweak anything in here that you didn't love. I love though that it incorporated the coquette bow. Like, how stinking cute are some of these? And the fact that that just took me like 20 seconds to get this close is amazing. So then where the real skill comes in is to then go in and tweak that prompt and to continue to iterate and make adjustments until you get something that's really, really amazing. If you're interested in going down the AI rabbit hole a little more, this is my jam. I love it so much. So the first thing I have down below for you are over 2,000 prompts that I already have written that you can snag, that will help you to be able to create tons of designs for all different digital products that you can sell. I hope that they save you a ton of time. And then, like you just learned, you can take my prompts and put them into ChatGPT and get anything else you could possibly want. So I hope that you grab that tool. If you really want to learn this process of designing, of using Ideogram, of how I go onto Etsy and decide what's in demand and what I should create, all the way to how do I write the prompts, because that's a really important skill to have. How do I use the AI for the edits to make things look really good? How do I upscale it, make it a really good file for the customer so they're really happy with what they get? How do I write the SEO on Etsy? I provide all kinds of goodies in the workshops that I have below, and I have insane deals for just my YouTube family. Whether you want to grab just one workshop, maybe you just want to learn coloring pages, or you want to grab the whole bundle and learn coloring pages, SVGs, Tumblr wraps, PNGs, wall art, mock-ups. There's so many down there for you to learn from. So I hope this was helpful. If you like this style of tutorial, let me know in the comments, and I will work on more coming up. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I am so excited to see your postage stamp doodle designs.